the meeting is being recorded. Once again, thanks for everybody being here. Really didn't have much of a pressing agenda for this meeting, but it's been some time since we have connected. So I thought it might be a good idea to get together. As a matter of fact, a number of you folks have been asking, and it's been kind of my failure of not setting up the meeting sooner. So it's great to have you here. And I have a tentative agenda, which you should all be able to see. Can everybody see the agenda? I see the little line on Zoom that says it's shared, gone away. So let me go ahead and do this. It says your screen, yeah, okay. So everybody's seeing the screen? That's great. Okay, then that's fine. Right, so there's a tentative agenda there, mostly was based on conversations we've had in the past, or folks who asked for a meeting suggested it, but we'll get a chance to adjust the meeting as we go forward. First thing is, if you are, I think as I look at the name, I'm not sure if anybody, this is the first meeting for them or not. Is anybody here who this is the first meeting for them? Okay. Oh, great. So welcome, Ken. Nice to have you on board. And let's see, there was another hand that went away. Okay. Esteban, that's great to have you here as well. Welcome. So there is a website is kind of, there's a group that you can join to make sure you're getting the messages, and you click on this link right here and does that. Or if you like, you can go to this website, which is a page, not really a website. And you can click on the forum news, if you like. And some of the past really important work that the group has done, the group has created and we're gonna get a chance to review it, if there is any updates. Oh, Chelsea also new. Or did you have a question, Chelsea? I see your hands up.
Sorry, I'm just new. Don't worry about it.
All right. Welcome anyhow. Welcome. So this page, we're gonna, if you need more elaborate website, we'll do that. But this page is what we're using to keep track of some of the key work that we've done. And so far, the work we've done in the past, we put together a mission and charter that's available for review, that's been approved by the group. We have there is a computer science MRP for 2-year programs, which is AA based. And unfortunately, that really is designed to say folks have CS at the 2-year program, but it really doesn't prepare the student with the math and the science and the computer science courses. So we worked on a CS MRP that got reviewed last session. And then the last thing, last but definitely not important, and not very, very important, is this junior ready requirement by institution. Every institution that is member of this group, which is pretty much everybody, all the 4-year programs, have put out their, kindly have put out their requirement, and they help me keep it up to date as to what is required if the student wants to go there and be a junior ready. So thank you for all that. And those documents are available. Any updates, we're gonna put it up there for you to access. And all of our communication will be happening through the WACSE forum, which is just a Google group. So if you sign up, then the email from everybody or any announcement comes to you, okay? So any addition from the folks who have attended these meetings and have been a contributor to this that they wanna add to what I just said as far as what WACSE does, or anything to help folks who are new to our group? All right. So the next item is, are there any topics that you would want to talk about in addition to what's on the list or instead of what's on the list? It's all open. So as I mentioned, there was no pressing agenda item for us to get together. It was just more of getting to know each other again and updating what's happening in each one of our institutions. So if there is something you want to talk about, please let me know, text it, or just unmute your microphone and we can chat about it. All right, great. So so we're kind of just rolling right through this agenda. We're on item number 4. Oh, excellent. So Chloe had one. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up step number 4, and we're going to give the forum to Chloe since she has a text to everybody about UW updates. So our next agenda item is institution update and upcoming events. So let's go ahead and take the time, and I think what we'll do is we'll start with Chloe, but we'll come back and go through the participants and give everybody a chance to tell us a little bit about what's happening in their institution, or anything else you want to share that you think might be of interest to other folks. So Chloe, go ahead, you have the floor. Go ahead and tell us about UW Seattle and what's happening there.
Great, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be in community with all of you. I hope you're doing well. So we have 2 big updates from the UW Seattle campus for the Allen School of Computer Science and Engineering. One is that we do now have a second departmental application for transfer students. So you might recall in the past that students only applied as transfers to the UW and did not need to submit a second departmental application. New this year, we are now requiring that students submit an application through the College of Engineering. The reason for this is that we want to give strong preference to Washington State Community College students, and we found that our Washington State CC students were the most well prepared about the process of applying, so we want to give them the most amount of time and energy in reviewing applications. So this change happened in the spring, but for those of you who are at community colleges, we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. The second update is that for those of you who work with running start students, so students who are in high school, new this year, for students who apply as freshmen, they can apply directly to the Allen School for Computer Science and Computer Engineering. So we are now admitting directly as freshmen for both our CS and CE programs. It used to be just computer science, but now computer engineering has been added to that. So there's some pretty significant differences in how we are engaging with students. So please feel free to send your students our way if they have any questions.
Thank you. Let's see. Ben, do you want to go next? Ben, I'm not sure. Ben, are you there? But we'll, all right, we can't hear Ben. Maybe the microphone is muted or whatever. We'll go to Bolong and then we'll come back to Ben. Bolong, are you there?
Yes, hi. I'm trying to update myself. Okay. Hi, I was updating my name on the screen. So this is Bronzen. I'm representing WC Everett Software Engineering Program. Update-wise, since I'm going first, I get to say this. I was going to say I'm pretty sure everybody has the same major thing, which is under the COVID situation, what we're doing. So in case, I'm assuming everybody already knew, but in case you haven't heard, WCU has decided to make some major changes to the spring schedule. So the semester, which Washington State University works upon, unlike most of other institutions, I guess, represented here, the semester of spring 2021 is going to start 1 week later than usual on January 19th, and we are foregoing the spring vacation this upcoming semester, instead replacing it with a few study breaks, as the president called it. And everything will still be remote unless there are specific situations where labs are required. for some of the majors, and every one of them needs prior approval. So that's really the major thing, and this has been going on since spring of this year. I can't even remember. Now the time has all blended together. I think this has been happening since March, end of March, early April, I guess. So at the moment, I think things are going as smooth as they can at WSU, at least from WSU Everett's perspective. Application-wise, there's not much change. The requirements are still mostly the same, but yeah, so that's all I have for now.
Just a follow-up question. I don't know if we want to do this now or we want to get, as you folks talk about your program, do you want to also mention if there's been any changes in the course requirement, the degree requirement for a student to transfer compared to what we had on the transfer plan, the course by course equivalency that we had worked out earlier?
Sure, I can mention that briefly. Like I said, I think mostly they are the same. We were making more strict requirements on the prerequisites so that the students' progress with us at WSU Everett can be more streamlined. Earlier, we were kind of allowing them to, like, for example, missing a few courses so that they can take it later on while they are already enrolled. But the plan coming from the department as well as the college at WSU is that we want the students to be fully prepared. Now, with COVID, I'm sure all of you can understand the enrollment is a little bit down, or at least have the danger of being down too much. So I don't have the official words yet, but I'm guessing that the requirements might be relaxed a little bit to help students cope a little better with the current situation. And that's what we're going to see what's going to happen in the spring. At least for this fall, my program doesn't really see a significant drop in the number of applications and number of students finally being admitted. Obviously, the university, and I mean, I'm assuming all of you are a little concerned about too much of a drop, which will impact our financial situation and all that. So that will be a new challenge for now. Nobody is working on officially reducing or increasing the requirements at the moment. So it's mostly the same on the official, the WACSE document at the moment. But yeah, just case by case, there probably will be some fluctuations when it comes to admission.
Belong, I don't know if you saw the text. I think Matthew sent you a text asking a question, so I'll read it to you. What requirement do you usually relax? That was his question.
I'm trying to get to the chat. I can't.
Don't worry about it. It's basically the question was, what requirements do you relax?
Oh, so some of them, since this is software engineering and by extension computer science, the relaxation, if it happens, will mostly come from some of the math courses, like linear algebra and potentially professional writing and other diversity kind of program.
Okay.
Courses.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So next, Carlos, would you like to let us know about the Seattle Pacific U?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Carlos Arias. I am currently the chair of computer science in Seattle Pacific University. In terms of our operation, we're basically online. The school has worked very hard so that we can have online, we can have blended, and we can have some very few face-to-face. The requirements are very strict. Classrooms have to be very big, and when it happens, maybe it's 1/3 or 1/4 of the capacity of the classroom. And there are a lot of rules that we need to follow if we want to do that. So if a professor is teaching a section with 10 students, it is possible for him to teach, or her to teach in face-to-face. However, most sections that we teach are around 30, maybe 20 to 40. So we ended up being completely online. Some of the labs are open. Once again, a lot of restrictions. What happens is that instead of having only one session, now we have maybe 3 sessions. And well, we're adapting. Winter is going to be the same, and the prospect is the spring is going to be the same, but we don't know. Changes that are interesting to mention is that next year, the next academic year, we're going to start early September. So our usual starting point is the last week of September. So we're likely to start on the second week of September. This is to be able to finish before Thanksgiving, and that way the students can go and they don't have to return, decreasing therefore the probability of an outbreak here on campus. We have a thing, I don't know if I shared it before, but the school has this direct admit. So if a student just needs to declare the major when the student comes to school, and the student is already into our computer science program, as long as we have capacity. So there will be a time, I hope, that we don't have capacity because we're very full, and then we're going to have to put more requirements on how to be admitted onto the program. But at this moment, we have that direct admit. In terms of transfer, the requirements for us are the same that appear on the page. Okay, there are no changes. And we do have a change in curriculum that we proposed recently, where we are increasing the grades on some courses, and we dropped some of the courses on our BS. So the BA is increasing maybe 2 or 3 credits. The BS is remaining at the same number of credits. And information systems major also is increasing, I think, 2 credits. So we will update our material, put it on the website, and maybe I will distribute it here so that everybody sees what our curriculum looks like once everything is approved. And I think that's it. Anything else that I need to share?
Hey, Carlos, I have a question for you. Is Aaron was the contact? Is Aaron still the contact?
No.
Okay,
Aaron
you are the contact. You are the contact.
Yes. Yeah, Aaron is in IBM, Texas now.
Okay. So, okay, well, a little warm, I suppose.
And I say that with tears in my eyes and in my cheeks.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, Chelsea, I don't know if you had anything else to add to what Chloe said about UW Seattle.
No updates. Thanks.
All right. Great. Great. So let's see. Council of Presidents. Is that Julie? Are you there, Julie? I think it's Julie, right? Council of Presidents. I see. That's the name I see.
Hi, yeah, this is Julie, Council President. I don't have any updates. I think the only update is that we did the AS2 engineering degree is finalized and is being posted to the WASAC website. So other than that, no other updates I think would be relevant. So.
All right. Thank you. Let's see. Yep. I think you're next. I may be mispronouncing your name, but okay. You might be mute if you're talking up. Okay, he might have been away from his desk. So Eric.
Oh, yeah. Well, good morning. This is Eric Larson from Seattle University. Well, we're good?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. My apologies. I thought maybe I was mispronouncing your name. Go ahead.
Nope. So we don't really have a whole lot of updates. We're mostly online. Again, in the winter, we do have a couple of early computer lab courses that where there is a small in-person component that's optional for those students that want that experience. But by and large, most of our students are taking courses that are purely online. We've had kind of the similar enrollments we've had in the past. This year, as opposed to last year, I'm not sure what it looks like for the following year. No decisions have been made on anything in terms of modality of courses in the spring or anything that's going to be different in the upcoming fall. There's really no changes to our transfer requirements or any of our Bachelor of Science requirements. One thing we did add this year, it's new, is there's now a data science minor. So student, which is actually run by the math department, but it's fairly easy for computer science students to get. They need to take 2 additional courses and choose an elective course, choose one of the more data science oriented computer science electives. They can get a data science elective, and we've got a number of students picking that particular option. So that's it for updates from Seattle U.
Well, thank you. Esteban.
Hi, everyone. My name is Esteban. I'm the incoming chair of the Computer Science and Electrical Engineering Department. It's a new department at Eastern. Electrical engineering, I am an electrical engineer, was with the mechanical engineering program in the engineering department, where we split that and we joined computer science. So that started this September, well, actually this July. And the reason it started is because the whole program, electrical engineering and computer science, as well as a couple other programs from Eastern, have moved from Cheney into downtown Spokane. So now we have a new building. It's called the Catalyst Building, and it's a brand new construction that was made with a very innovative way, all wood materials. It's actually a very beautiful place, very beautiful building. It was donated to us, to Eastern, by a consortium led by Avista and McKinstry and a couple other companies. So we are now offering all our classes, well, not there, but supposedly there. We're officially moved into downtown Spokane, although all our classes are online. But our official location is now not in Cheney, so we are separated from the main campus in Cheney. We are in downtown Spokane. The whole idea is for us to collaborate more with industry. We have a very healthy collaboration with the regional industry. We want to increase that collaboration. A few of the new things that are happening at Eastern is that we too have a data science minor, or actually it's a whole program, but that is run with math. Math actually runs it, and it's mostly classes from computer science and mathematics, of course. And math remained in the main campus, so the point is that we are going to have to beam a few of those classes back and forth between the main campus and the Spokane campus. Even though it's only 15 miles away, it's hard for students if they have a class at, I don't know, 9 o'clock in Cheney and then another at 10 in Spokane. Well, it would be impossible otherwise. We have seen the university decrease in enrollment, but our student numbers remain very strong. I think we have about 10% increment in the number of enrolled computer science students, and that's a really good thing. One of the other things that is happening is that we are well en route to become a center of academic excellence for cybersecurity defense. And that's a center that is, that's a designation given by, what is it? NSF, I can't remember, some national organization. I'm new to this. I'm sorry. I was told about this not too long ago, and I don't have all the acronyms right. But we are submitting all the documents on December 15th. So probably around December 1st, when I'm given the final document to review, I will be able to give you more detailed information. But it is that we're going to hire another faculty member on cybersecurity. So that is going to be going out. Well, if not for, that's going to be happening, if not fall 21, for fall 22. So if you know anyone that's interested, please let me know. And I believe that's about all I have to say on computer science. And if you'd like anyone from Eastern, myself, or any of the CS faculty to go talk in your courses about transferring to Eastern, about the Eastern program, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to put my email on the chat, and we'll be happy to go visit your classrooms. Thank you.
Great. I want to take this opportunity to just let you know, you folks are welcome to, if you have some news or something you want to share with the whole group at once, you're more than welcome to put that information on the forum, and everybody will get a copy of it. And as long as it's relevant to the work we are doing here between the 2- and 4-year programs, or talking about our own programs, or some new requirement or some new opportunity for students or something, you are welcome to use that forum. That's exactly what that forum is set up for. All right, my apologies, but something happened to my
Sounds like we might have lost that.
Yeah, it looked like I lost my internet connection for a minute, and I'm back.
He
how you
muted
guys
himself.
doing? Is everybody there? If you could just check your yes or no, and so I could kind of get a sense. It looked like.
It's good because I just figured out how to unmute. I'm doing this on my phone because I was out and I'm not used to Zoom on my phone, but he's odds here.
Yeah, I'm back again. My apologies. I don't know what happened. I teach using Zoom, and this is the first time. Can you hear? It's the first time I'm kind of having such a difficult time with the internet going out, and it look like none of you guys are having trouble. So that's great. Johnny, sorry for cutting into your time. Go ahead. Are you there, Johnny?
Did you say Johnny? Did you say me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Did you say me? Did you say me or?
Yeah,
okay.
You.
Wasn't sure. Hi, I'm Johnny Lin, and I'm okay. Just wanted to make sure I heard right. And I'm over at UW. There's nothing really to add. Things are continuing as in delivery and taking care of normal things. Maybe one thing to just mention is that with the changes back in spring of a number of institutions enabling their students to take a satisfactory, non-satisfactory, or something equivalent to that for their courses, like their prerequisite courses, CS1, CS2, etc. The faculty passed a resolution. The faculty on my division passed a resolution that that if students, elected that would not be prejudicial admission to the degree. And so besides that, there's, yeah, we're just all hanging in there like you all are.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. So let's see. Ken, you're next. Ken. I don't know if Ken is there. Are you talking? Are you maybe muted?
Hi, thanks. Yeah, my name's Ken Hang. Thanks for the, yeah. I should be unmuted now, I think.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. Thank you for the warm welcome. I appreciate it. Just want to do a quick introduction for college. Yeah, I think, similarly to what you all have been sharing, yeah, we're just trying to do the best we can given the situation we have with COVID. Enrollments are stable, but there's definitely challenges in the teaching for sure. I had one question that maybe we can save for later, but one of the things that we're working on is developing, and I've already launched actually a survey course in programming for non-majors, and I'm kind of curious to see what else is out there. I've been browsing around the website, and there's some great stuff there for all the majors, which is fantastic. It's so helpful. But for someone who might want to take this one course just to kind of get exposure, I'd love to find ways to kind of connect to see if they can kind of continue at other universities and perhaps receive credit for that. But that could be a conversation for later. I'll let everyone have a turn first. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Let's see, I'm going through the list here. Lonnie. Everett. Lonnie, are you there? I think you're from Everett, right?
Hello,
Everett Community College?
this is Lonnie from Everett. Yes, I am. Correct. I don't have anything new to add. We're still plugging away, trying to stay healthy. So I don't know if Matt will have anything later, but as far as I know, that's kind of where we're at.
Great. Thank you. Matt, you're right next. Do you have anything you want to add?
Well, yeah. No, just I'm Matthew Fuentes at Everett Community College. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new for us.
Okay, just working through the what we are given, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, you want to talk about what's happening at Clark?
Yeah, I know how to unmute my phone now, so I can do that.
Good
So Clark has been completely online for fall quarter, and will also be online almost 100% for winter quarter. I think there's a few exceptions for some of the larger labs, diesel mechanics, things like that. But we're basically continuing online through winter at least. Decisions for spring will be coming out sometime next month. And I think it's been, I can speak personally, it's been, experience goes, a lot of students, probably the majority of students, seem to be reporting to me that they, quote, don't like online, but without a lot of specifics. But it's definitely got its challenges. The strangest thing I've encountered, though, is that, cheating you would think would be a big problem with people being remote and testing remote and so on. But I found that a lot of the people who were cheating ended up dropping pretty quickly. And I don't know what that's about, except maybe if you're inclined to take the easy way, then you find that online is just too much work. Even students in the beginning of the year who were pulling down all their answers from Chegg, and they've all dropped through no action of my own. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I'm not sure what else to report from Clark. You have anything, Izad?
No, you did a great job. So yeah, I'm assuming we are just like every other community college. Basically, the enrollment is maybe a little bit down. Computer science is stable, but some of the other programs a little bit down. I don't know if other schools are having issues, but we do have some. There are some economic pressures are being put on college for reducing size and reducing other things because some of the programs are down. So there is some challenges as we go forward, and it looked like, at least for us, it's going to be the whole year is going to be remote. Even now, there's some conversation that spring may be remote as well. So we kind of settling in this mode of operation for some time to come. Hopefully next year we'll get back to normal. But that's about all we got going here at Clark College. Well, let's go ahead and go to Rav. Rav, I'm not sure which school you're from, so maybe you can tell us about it.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm from Highland College, the Department Coordinator for Computer Science, CIS. I don't have any sort of updates, but I think Nick mentioned something about cheating. There's a webinar that Zybooks Wiley have next week. Let me just find the link and see if I can share it with you guys. Just give me a sec here. So the webinar is about reducing cheating on programming assignments. That's next week, Tuesday, at 11, 17th of November. So if anyone's interested, they can always, by all means, email Wiley. I've put the email address there. But besides that, there's not much of an update on my part.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's see, we got Scott Wallace from Wazoo. Scott. Or Washington State University, I should say properly.
Right. Mine in spring, as it sounds like a lot of people are. I think one change that's started this year that I just want is changed the way certification works. So we used to require students entering in the junior year to certify as majors in computer science, and now they're admitted to the major directly. So we have this direct admit requirement, which allows students to enter into the major as soon as their freshman year or whenever they transfer, and there's no form state their intention. So it's a little bit smoother than the previous certification process. And the catalog text requiring or indicating what those requirements are came out and was effective for fall 2020, but it's a little bit cumbersome. So we've reworked the wording to smooth out and minimize the requirements for certifying in the major. Is pending faculty senate approval right now. So we expect that to be live in fall 2021. That's it for us.
Thank you. Let's see, Tom. I think Tom, you are you there? From what's BBC? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with the acronym. Tom,
yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Big Bend Community College.
Bend Community College.
Okay,
Big
good.
Bend, yes.
And in computer science this year, we're teaching a challenge because we struggle with enough enrollment for both, but we'll probably transition to Java completely next year in order to support more of the transfer requirements. From a broader point of view, Big Bend completed our accreditation process and received 4 commendations and 1 minor recommendation this year. So that's some awesome news. And we're formally approved and working towards creating a BAS in management starting for the fall of 22, or fall of 21, I'm sorry. And that's about it. I look forward to finding out what we're going to ultimately do with this DTA MRP.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, I think did we cover everybody? Did anybody not get a chance? Let's see, Martin. I didn't see it. Martin, did you get a chance to introduce yourself and talk about Tacoma?
Hi, yeah, I didn't. Hopefully you can hear me. And yeah, so I'm Martin. I teach computer science at Tacoma Community College. And in terms of updates, yeah, like a bunch of other folks have mentioned, there have definitely been some enrollment changes throughout the college. I think we're down about 10% this year. Computer science enrollment is still pretty good, but you know, there's definitely a lot of challenges with the online format. I'm used to being able to easily, you know, after class, sit with students and help them with issues. Going along, I think Ken was mentioning the non-major course. And so I have something like that, or we created something like that at TCC as well. And so I'd love to chat some more about that at some point. And then also with regard to what Tom was talking about, we were looking at C++ at TCC, but we're kind of reevaluating whether or not we might try something kind of totally different as another pathway through computer science, because you know, all of these sort of social reflection that we've been doing over the past several months, whether or not maybe computer science could also use a rethink. So I've been trying to rethink that and working with some of my colleagues across disciplines on that. So those sorts of discussions would be very interesting to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else we forgot to give a forum to? So go ahead and jump right in if we missed you. Okay. So there were in this conversation, there were a couple of things. One was this whole survey course. That sounds very intriguing. Kind of introducing students to the program. That I know most schools doesn't transfer to most four-year programs, but that might be an interesting way of helping students kind of get in and figure out what it is, what computer science is this the right thing for them? We in Clark have something like that, but it's kind of different. It's designed to help people decide between like a computer science, computer engineering, and electrical engineering, because a lot of our students come in and they kind of not quite sure which way they want to go. Most of them end up going to computer science, but they need a little bit of a time to figure out which way they want to go. So that's kind of our course that does that. The other topic, I was really interested hearing that in Tacoma, you guys are thinking of rethinking computer science. It would be interesting to spend some time figuring out kind of what are the issues you're trying to address and kind of looking at C++. And that's definitely is I see in this group one of the struggles is making sure the language is lined up so when a student finishes the community college, they can transfer over. So that would be an interesting conversation to participate, to have, especially in this group. So let me go ahead and go back to the agenda. On the agenda, the next one was reviewing the website. We already did that, so I'm just, unless somebody has a question about it, I'll go ahead and skip this one. And then the next item was continue work on CS transfer guide. And that was a document I put up there, and I think most of you guys are familiar with it, especially the four-year program. If you look at that document and you have any changes that you want me to put in there, feel free to let me know. Any continuing conversation relating to the either what else should we put on the website, or how should we change that, or anything about the transfer guide, changing the transfer guide, or any topic relating to those two we need to cover. Okay, and this one, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is that?
Yes, yes.
Like you asked me, maybe updating the Aaron's name to my name in
yes.
Seattle Pacific, and that's the only update that I see from my part.
Yeah, I saw that, and also for Eastern Washington, there's a different name as a contact, so I was going to put Esteban's name on that. Is that okay, Esteban?
That works.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? And yeah, just feel free to use the forum to communicate. If you have any changes, go ahead and put it up there, and I'll try to integrate them into the document to make sure the document stays. It's a living document, and our programs all are changing, and the situation is changing. So we'll try to keep that up to date. There was a question that came up in the conversation, what we are doing with the CS MRP. I think, Tom, you brought that up, CS MRP. And the challenge there is because the current ETA, which is based on a AA degree, is very much focused on a lot of the courses are dedicated, because once you take an AA degree, you take a lot of social science classes and all that, and it's limited to 90 credits. So for example, we transfer most of our students to Washington State University locally in Vancouver. A fair number of them go there, and it doesn't leave enough room for them to take the computer science, and they really don't need all those social sciences. And that seems to be common across many programs. So we, for most of you, you're familiar with this, we worked on a MRP for CS that was more inclusive. It allowed students, regardless of where their final intended destination is, take the courses that meets that four-year program. So it allows the students and the advisor some flexibility to fit into that. So if some of you may wonder, well, so what's the big deal with MRP? The big deal with MRP is that at least at Clark College and some of the other colleges I've been talking to, financial aid is getting very strict with the 90 credit limit, especially for students who potentially were in a different degree, or they were in Running Start or something like that, and they took some classes that are not directly transferable but still count toward the 90 degree. They get cut off from their financial aid. And I'm assuming, just like every other community college, like 60–70% of our students are dependent on financial aid for completing their program. So they get into almost finishing their program. They maybe have a couple quarter, 2 or 3 terms to finish their program, and all of a sudden they are out of money, and they either got to stop, go find some other place. And most of these folks cannot easily find resources to pay for that additional 2 or 3 quarters. So unfortunately, we lose them when they've spent a fair amount of resources to get to where they want to go, and they can get. And unfortunately, this really affects students who are most vulnerable to the situation. If they come from a more affluent family, they'll just cover it and move on. It's just when they come from the lower economic status where they have a hard time to continue, which is really unfortunate. So one of the things we are hoping to do, and I think the group is completed and approved it as far as I remember. We just need to figure out what the process is. Unfortunately, I think, getting it to the next step and recommending to go forward and getting the help of SBTC to approve it. And that process is a very slow process to move forward. So that is one we may want to pick up at a future date. Today, we are almost out of time. So maybe the best, what I was trying to, maybe the best next step is to figure out what are the topics, when do we want to meet again, is this useful to do, and what are some of the topics we want to put on the agenda so we have time to talk about them. And I'll go ahead and record this, and then we go, we go forward. I do have a text message from Tom who's asking, where is this document? And I just wanted to kind of go back here and show this document that I'm talking about, the MRP, the CSMRP, is located on this URL right here, okay, which is the WACSE URL. And the document, if you click on that, it pops up. And the way it was set up to give us a flexibility and options. So the idea was that this MRP, in conjunction with the transfer guide, can be used by the advisors to, based on a student interest of where he wants to transfer, to put him in the classes that make him junior ready for wherever they're transferring, and also allow a range of credits to make sure that there is enough credit for them to complete the program and transfer. So that's kind of where we are. I think the next step was, if we wanted to move this forward, you have to somehow rearrange this into an AST2 format, which has its own little boxes you got to fill things in. So that's where we are. These are both on tap. We got to move it forward. That was the answer to Tom's question, I think. Okay. All right. So getting back here, let's as long as I'm here, I'm just sorry for jumping around, but on the website, we also have the mission for our group. So if you have not looked at it, that's there and approved. So if you need to make changes to it, let me know. So as far as the topic is concerned, it sounds like maybe one of the suggested topic for the next one is to talk about the next step for CSMRP. And then I think Matthew, I don't remember who brought this. I think it was Ken who brought this up, is a CS survey course was the other that was suggested. Are there anything else that I'm missing? There was one other thing that I think, who brought up? I should have written these down, but didn't. Highlight changes, my color. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, Martin, rethinking, thank you for that. Thank you for your helping me remember on the text. Rethinking CS programs. And this was, I don't know if you want to broaden, but it would be a really interesting conversation to have, the challenges especially of trying to meet multiple institution requirements, still make sure the students are getting a robust education. So that would be great. What else? Is there anything else we want to talk about in the future? We didn't get to this remote teaching best practices. That would be, I've heard a number of people suggest that might be a conversation we could have as well. Anything else that folks would be interested in having a conversation about in the future? So as part of, getting back, hopefully I'm not missing someone. If I'm missing, just unmute your message. If you send me a text and somehow I don't see your text, go ahead and unmute yourself and just say it out so everybody can hear it. As far as the next meeting, I think when we did the missions and the charter, the idea was that we would meet twice. We meet once online when it's cold and we can't drive, and then one time in person when it's kind of warm and everybody can go drive different places. But in light of where we are right now, I'm thinking both of those will be online. And I was wondering, when would be the next time? 6 months, or should we put it sometime in the spring time frame? I'm open to suggestion. I don't have a preconceived notion of when we should meet. Oh, yes. So while you guys, spring is good? Okay. So I think was it Ken? I don't want to attribute this to the wrong. So yeah, this is, the idea was that, I think if I generalize it, would be a discussion on course syllabus and textbooks, trying to standardize them. So that was came from, and then is MRP working group going to meet to have something to present to the council this spring? Would love to do that. Johnny had a question: is the MRP working group going to continue to meet to have something for spring? Maybe Julie can tell us what is the deadline for the spring meeting for submitting stuff to the spring council. I don't know if she's there. She might have left. Okay. That would be great, Johnny, but I'm not exactly sure what the requirements are. Let's see. All right. Let's see. So that's so let's go ahead and plan for spring. Any preference for a day? Because my track record in picking days is not very good. It looked like, I suppose there is no good day. It's always there's a conflict with someone. But it sounds like the time for us, so it's going to be basically on Zoom. That's an easy one. And so the time, 8 to 9 seems to work the best. We get most people during the 8 to 9 a.m. It's a little early for some people, but we get the most folks attending. And then as far as the date is concerned, is there a preference? Quarters usually start in April, January to April, or term starts in January. So how about sometime in late February? Would that work for folks? Anybody has objections or wants to change it? And I'm not sure if there's, okay, great. Anybody else, any objections? So if not, let's go ahead and set it up for Tuesday, April 22nd. Oh no, is that the right? I'm not exactly sure where I am. So let me get to the right year. Okay, so Tuesday would be February 16, 2021. All right, so it was great catching up with everybody. Lots of good conversations. Nice to hear your voices, even if not seeing your pictures for the time being. My apologies for all the little internet issues that came up in the middle. Keep using the forum. Let's stay in touch. I'm sure one of the things we are working on is trying to see if there's a way of sharing best practices. So potentially if you have a best practice you want to share or you have a question, go ahead and post it, and I'm sure the rest of the folks will engage with your question and topic. I don't have anything else at this point, and there's not, so we're out of time. Anything folks want to add before we call it good for the time being?
Do we still have a MRP working group, or is that?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. So I think it was you and me. That was it. And there was someone else. I think, but she retired. I have a feeling.
Retired, yeah.
So if there is, I think, is there anyone else who wants to join us to work on an MRP? That would be mostly a two-year team or 4-year program. If you guys want to join us, that's fine too. You don't have to decide right now. Let us know. Matthew, you and I, and whoever decides to join us, late February works. Okay, so maybe if you have an interest, either email Matthew, me, or just respond on the forum, say you are interested in being part of it. In the next couple of weeks, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and set up a time for us to have the conversation. Does that make sense? Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great day. Have a great term, and stay warm and safe. Bye-bye.
Thanks, God.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.